Okay, so once you've successfully signed up, you should see this page, and this will allow us to streamline through this integration pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and enter each of these credentials so that we can continue with this tutorial. Here, they're requesting for our Twilio account SID. So here, I'm going to paste that. Next, they're asking for our Twilio auth token. I'll subsequently paste that here. Now, they're asking for the Twilio phone number. Well, this is the phone number that the agent is going to utilize. So I'll put that phone number there. At this point, we'll move over to the right side, and they're asking for our Livekit project URL. I'll go ahead and paste that there. Next, they're asking for our Livekit SIP URI. I'll go ahead and paste that here. Subsequently, they're asking for our API key. I'll go ahead and paste that here. And now, finally, they're asking for our API secret from Livekit. I'll paste that here. At this point, you can hit the button Save Credentials. Awesome. So my credentials have been saved, and now I can proceed to the next step. It's going to ask us for the Twilio trunk setup. Now during this portion, I'm going to go ahead and enter what I want my trunk name to be. So I'm going to say live telephony agent trunk. Then I'll click the button execute step. Awesome. So here I'm given my trunk SID. You can copy that somewhere if you'd like. Next, I'm given an inbound trunk name, and that's the trunk name that I assigned. We're going to go ahead and click next. You can save this somewhere if you'd like. Here, we're just confirming the phone number that we're going to utilize, and this is the phone number that we entered earlier. So we'll go ahead and click execute step. Now during this step, it essentially is going to assign that inbound trunk to this phone number. So I'll click execute step. Amazing. So this step has now been completed successfully, and I'll click the next button. Here, you should see the Livekit SIP URI that you've entered earlier. If that's incorrect, then change it to the correct one. At this point, I'm going to click the execute step button. Amazing. So that has been configured and integrated into Twilio at this point. There's just a few more steps left and we're done. During this step, we're going to create our Livekit trunk configuration. So here, I'll say live telephony agent trunk. And then I'll click execute step. Amazing. So our trunk has been created successfully. Now I'll click next. Here, I'm going to be asked to create what's called a dispatch rule. So for the dispatch rule, I'll say live telephony dispatch rule. Then I'll click execute step. Amazing. So we've now created a dispatch. So we're almost all the way done. The last step here that we're going to do is configure the actual agent. So I'll go ahead and click next. And now we have our agent configuration. If you haven't done so, enter your OpenAI credentials here. You can skip that if you're not utilizing OpenAI. Here you can name the actual agent. I'm going to name mine mgraph-telephony-agent. You can choose a personality or leave it out. We'll be able to configure that later on. And the voice that you'd like to use for now. And then the AI model. So just go with 4.0 for now, and we'll be able to customize that when we're playing around with the code later on, but I like to just go with the defaults here. Now also you can enter your own system prompt. I'm going to click "You are a documentation and journal assistant. When you answer the phone call, be polite and document everything needed for projects, appointments, or meeting summaries." Okay, so I'm just going to give it a name here. Your name is Dr. Fullstack. Okay, so here I'll go ahead and click the execute step button. Wonderful. And let's go next. And the setup is actually complete. So our configuration has been set up. You should now be sent to the dashboard, and the dashboard will show you all of your call analytics. That way you can see how the agent's doing and some quick options there. So let's go confirm that everything has been created successfully.